Welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the up-and-coming Rugby Championship game in New Zealand this weekend between the New Zealand All Blacks and the Argentinian Pumas. Hello there, hope you're doing all well, and I wanted to talk today about the upcoming rugby union match as the Rugby Championship gets back going this weekend across New Zealand and Australia, and we have a couple of fantastic matches coming up. First of all, in New Zealand, in Christchurch at the Orange Theory Stadium. What a name that is for a rugby stadium, I can't quite get that one. But that's where the match is being played this weekend between the New Zealand All Blacks and the Argentinian Pumas. And this is going to be a really interesting game of rugby union, that's for sure. And putting my New Zealand hat on again, I'm just hoping the boys can get up and carry on the good form that they showed in the last test against South Africa 2 weeks ago. Now, there's going to be some really interesting dynamics going on in this game, as much on the field as there is off the field. And if you've been watching the Rugby Championship closely this year, there's been just as many coaching changes as there has been with player changes, and that's set to continue across this weekend. So a couple of really interesting facts as we head into this game. The first of all, the Argentinian Pumas had a fantastic win, 48 points to 16 across against the Australian Wallabies in their last match in Argentina. And I think that's really added some extra spice to this game this weekend, because we know and we've seen that the All Blacks have been a little bit fragile this season, and we don't know whether they're going to turn up as they did in their last test match against the Springboks, or whether they're going to be up against it against the Pumas. And the interesting thing here is that the Pumas have never won a match in New Zealand, and they'll be taking a lot of inspiration, I'm sure, from what Ireland achieved in their recent series against the All Blacks. And I'm sure this is going to give Michael Cheika, the coach of the Pumas, and the Pumas team a lot of confidence going into this weekend's game in Christchurch. Now, Ian Foster and his crew, which is Joe Schmidt, who's been now elevated to the attacking coach for the All Blacks, and Jason Ryan, the forward coach. I'm not too sure what Ian Foster does anymore, but anyway, that's for another day. We've got Jason doing a good job, I think, with the forwards, and Joe Schmidt's going to be more involved in the strategy around the attack of the New Zealand back. So it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds. Ian Foster's been talking about this relationship with Joe Schmidt. It's been going on for some time. He's getting more and more involved in the team, and maybe he's being set up as an heir apparent to the All Blacks coaching #1 role further down the track. But let me know what you think about that particular situation. But the interesting thing here is that I think we're going to see a different level of All Blacks for a couple of reasons. The first one is they're at home and they're playing in Christchurch, and the All Blacks love to play in Christchurch. I think that is going to be a significant thing in this match, particularly in the minds of the All Blacks. Coming home from that win in South Africa, I think they're going to draw a lot of motivation from that. But I think most of their inspiration this week is going to be back home, wanting to put on a good performance in front of their home crowd. And I think that's going to be something that really drives them this weekend in Christchurch. So we're going to see relatively unchanged team. We're seeing Beauden Barrett's not going to be playing. He hurt himself in training on Tuesday. He's got a bit of a neck injury, and they're being a bit quiet about Barrett's current situation, because I'm not sure whether he's going to be available for next weekend's match against the Pumas as well. But we'll have to wait and see how he pulls up after that neck injury. So Beauden Barrett is not in the team for this weekend's match, and we're going to see Richie Mo'unga stepping up and playing as a starting 10 on Saturday in their match. So Mo'unga, as I said in my recent video about his performance in South Africa, I thought he created a couple of mistakes that led to the Springboks getting back into the game. There's no doubt about that. But he did do some things well, and he did control parts of the game. Of course, Foster has been given Mo'unga a big build-up before this match, saying that he played very well in that last test match against the Springboks. But the accuracy of some of the things that he was doing needed to be improved. So I'm interested. What do you think about Richie Mo'unga starting? Stephen Pefotora has come in as well on the bench, getting his first chance in an All Black jersey. Let's see if he comes off the bench and plays in the backs in the second half as well, or whether there's an injury up that he has to come on and play. So yeah, basically an unchanged lineup for the All Blacks except for Beauden Barrett. So Foster sticking with the team that basically saved his job, and we're going to see how they perform in Christchurch on Saturday. Now the Pumas are coming in after this fantastic win against the Wallabies, and I think they're going to be highly motivated to try and roll the All Blacks in New Zealand for the first time. Michael Cheika's keeping a bit of a low cap on things when it comes to emotions, and talking about Foster and the build up to the game, and how tenuous Foster's coaching role is, although Foster has now been given the green light through to the World Cup, and I think that's going to be a weight off his shoulders. Now whether that makes any changes to the way the All Blacks go about their preparation for this week, and more importantly their actual execution on the field, we're going to have to wait and see. I think this is going to be a really close battle. I think the Pumas are playing exceptionally good rugby. David Kidwell is an assistant coach in the Pumas team. He's a Kiwi, both a coach and a player in New Zealand beforehand. He's joined up with Michael Cheika to look at how this Argentinian team can be more dynamic, not only in the breakdowns but also in open passages of play. We saw that against the Wallabies. We saw them jumping on in anything that the Wallabies were dropping or making mistakes on. The Argentinians were all over them, picking up the crumbs and scoring good tries. So if they rush the All Blacks into mistakes, I can see the same kind of things happening in New Zealand as well. So I think this is going to be a really close match. I see the All Blacks just getting it, but I think there's only going to be a few points in it. So that's going to be my tip for this weekend for the All Blacks versus the Argentinian Pumas. Let me know what you think. How do you think this one's going to go? Do you think the All Blacks are going to be able to get that extra inspiration from playing at home this weekend? Or do you think the Pumas are going to come and ruin the party and keep the pressure on Ian Foster and his team? Really interested to know what you think. Thanks for watching this video. I'll be back with another one shortly. In the meantime, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up for this video. Have a great day.